Welcome to Missouri Sports Talk. I'm your host, Cameron Staley. Today, we've got state championship predictions. This is the week. You guys already saw I went to my very first basketball game ever on the channel at Centralia earlier this week. I'm really excited to get into basketball coverage. I'll probably ease myself into it the first week or two. I'll do 6 per class. And then once we get deeper in, we get, a better feel for these teams, and I'll do 12 game predictions in each class per week. But as far as the schedule goes on that, review and predictions for class 1, 2, and 3 will be out on Tuesdays. And then review and predictions for 4, 5, and 6 will be out on Thursday. So stay tuned during basketball Tuesdays and Thursdays and a lot more game coverage. So let's go ahead and talk about this week. I'm in a lot more of an editing mood rather than talking mood today. So I am going to use our clips from Faroe Field. If you guys haven't seen that, go check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook, anywhere. I've even posted them on YouTube. So, I'm going to use those clips in this video. And beware of the snowblowers in the background. It was really annoying. You couldn't necessarily hear it on the short videos because I had the music in the background. But in this video, the snowblowers will be very annoying for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. But I think I'm going to go – the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to review the last week and then throw straight to this week. And then instead of doing the review all together and then the predictions all together, I'm just going to compact them together today. What else? They were kind of filmed out of order because we went – the way I posted them, we went in order of the games happening. So Class 4 was the first one that was uploaded. So, that's the 5th one that you guys are going to see. And then all of a sudden in the video, I say we're at Faroe Field. So don't worry about that. And then 8-man, that's the last one going up on the other social medias. So I say, 8-man, we didn't forget about you. But that's going to be the first one that you guys see. But so let's just go ahead. Let's get to it. This past week's scoreboard for 8-man, Archie, they end up getting it done over Bishop LeBlond, 46-28. I took this one happening. I was excited to see this. Archie, they are rolling. And, they're a really good football team. They won state last year. We'll see if they can do it again. North Shelby beats Bramer at home, 32-30. This one, it surprises a lot of people. They see, whoa, Bramer got upset. Well, yeah, they did. I took them as my state champs. I think they would have won state. The issue there, Jordan Haley goes down with an injury. High ankle sprain is what I heard. I don't know if that was the official injury diagnosis or prognosis, whichever one is correct there. Sorry, I didn't really listen in school, but whatever. Jordan, ankle injury. He goes down on the very first play of the game. They end up losing by 2 points with, I believe, his brother in as QB. And he plays D-line as well. So Jordan goes out. They lose on a game-winning touchdown from North Shelby. It was actually a really good catch. I don't have the clip, but he kind of caught it with his shoulder and fell backwards. It was a really good catch, so props to him. But in all honesty, if Jordan were in this game, they probably would have won this by a good 20, 30 points. But, that's how it goes. It happens, and now North Shelby and Archie will be playing. So, as I say that, the Class 8-man scoreboard is on the screen. So let's go ahead and listen to our predictions for this one.
8-man, we didn't forget about you guys up in St. Joseph this year, and the rest of the state games will follow this coming year, I believe. But for now, on Faroe Field for the 6 games, 8-man, Archie versus North Shelby up in St. Joseph. I have to go with Archie here. They're ranked 65th in the country via max preps for non-11-man football teams. So 6-man, 8-man, 9, 65th in the country. That's very impressive. Give me Archie by 20 points here.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to take Archie with you, Cameron. Archie, 65th in the country, non-11-man team, like you said. North Shelby upset Bramer last weekend, so that's going to be an interesting matchup going for their first state title, but I'm going to have to take the Archie Whirlwinds.
The Class 1 scoreboard from this past week, Adrian, 2 upsets straight. First, they beat my state championship pick, Marionville, and then in the Final Four, then I pivot to St. Vincent as my state championship picks, and they beat them as well. So, you may know what I'm gonna say in the clip of my predictions here in a minute, but I'll try. I guess I did spoil it there, but anyways, whatever. 21-0. Adrian wins that one. Penny, they defeat Tipton 20-7. I was really surprised by this one. I didn't see it coming, but it is what it is. So Penny, they take out my state runner-up pick. Adrian, they take out my state championship pick, and now they meet. I believe I said that in the clip. So let's go ahead and listen to my Class 1 pick.
Class 1, we have Adrian versus Penny Saturday at 3 o'clock. This is a really big one. Marionville versus Tipton in this one. Penny ended up taking out Tipton. Adrian took out Marionville. So, a little full circle here. I do think that the one-time state champs will turn 2. Give me Adrian by 8 points in this game.
Penny, they have 4 state titles, and they've been playing really good football. Defeat Tipton the other day, 20-7, I believe was the score. I'm going to take Penny to win the Class 1 state championship.
The Class 2 scoreboard from this past week, Lamar, they get it done over Bowling Green. I believe I took them to win. I had them losing to Warsaw in the district championship game. They had a really rough regular season. I didn't really expect them to get this far, but they get it done, and now they're challenging for, once again, another state championship. They play Fairgrove, my initial state championship pick for the bracket. So let's go ahead and listen to what we said on that one.
Lamar versus Fairgrove, Friday at 3 o'clock. Lamar, I took him as my preseason state champs, and I went against it. They were having a rough regular season. I think they had a lot of injuries. I ended up flipping the Fairgrove for my state champs. So I feel like I have to keep going with them. Kellen Lair for Fairgrove, 115 rushing yards a game. Lamar, 9 state championships since 2011, looking to make it 10, but I believe Fairgrove gets this one done by 4.
I'm also going to take Fairgrove in this game. I think Fairgrove has been playing some really good football this year. They're, I think, undefeated, and they're going for their first state title in school history. So that's going to be a really good game. Lamar versus Fairgrove. I'm taking Fairgrove.
The Class 3 scoreboard from this past week, Seneca defeats Live for Life 31-0. I did not expect it to be that far apart. I thought Live for Life would put up a little bit more of a challenge. I think I saw a clip or two, and there were a good 5 Live for Life fans in the crowd, and I did call that. And no disrespect to them, but I already, it's a small little charter school in St. Louis. They already don't have a crazy amount of fans, but then you're traveling what is that? A good 5 hours, 6 hours down to Seneca, maybe. No, wait, would it be 7? It may be 7 for them if they drive through so from St. Louis to here in Jefferson City, it's 2.5. So if they take that route, go through Kingdom City, down, because they wouldn't go through Columbia because that's an extra 30 minutes onto the drive. So if they go through Kingdom City, down through Jeff City, then down to the lake, and then through Lebanon. That's 2.5, and then that's a good 3.5 to Seneca. So what's the math there? 6 hours? Jeez, that's an awful trip. That's 6 hours and that's not including stops. So that's just an awful trip for them, and it shows. And they end up losing this one. Blair Oaks defeats Maryville 28-14. Didn't really expect it to be that close, if we're going to be honest. I think I went close on my pick. I think I said a 20-something point win or something, but it ends up being a 14-point win. Makes me a little bit nervous for this Seneca game. I'm not certain how that one will go. I mean, they get it done. I believe it was 7-7 at halftime. It was a snow game as well, if that matters to anybody. Really cold. But let's go ahead and listen to our Class 3 picks.
The Class 3 state championship opens up Saturday state championship games at 11 a.m. We have Seneca versus Blair Oaks. Seneca, 2-time state champs. Blair Oaks, 5-time. Looking to make it 6. I have a fun fact for you guys. The Falcons won in 04, 06, 18, 20, 22, and maybe 24. They've never won in an uneven year. It's an even year. So I think it's their time. Give me Blair Oaks by 12.
I will actually take Blair Oaks also. Unfortunately, I'm a Cap City alum. I'm not too fond of Blair Oaks being in the area, but I do think Blair Oaks is an absolute buzzsaw in Class 3 this year, and I think they'll defeat Seneca, unfortunately. Blair Oaks by, I'll say, a touchdown.
The Class 4 scoreboard from this past week, my state runner-ups, Warrenton, they lose. They don't get it done. It sucks. It is what it is there. I was really hoping that they'd get it done. I believe that their QB ended up going down. So then, Festus took advantage of QB2 for Warrenton, and they get it done. They make it to their first ever state championship game. Lutheran North beats Kearney. Kearney was on, I want to say it was 20-something straight wins because I don't think they lost last year. They won the state championship last year, obviously, and then they had a 12-0 record going into this game this year. Lutheran North was 11-1 going into it. Now both the teams are 12-1, but Lutheran North has the opportunity to make that 13-1 this Friday. Yeah, Friday at 11 in the morning. They ended up winning this game 24-21. Another snow game. We had a lot of snow in the upper half of the state. Down south, I'd say it was past. Like once you get to I don't know, for everybody that's not familiar with Central Missouri, it's if you guys have heard of Eldon, so it's in between Jefferson City, obviously capital. If you guys don't know the capital, that's on you. And then the Lake of the Ozarks, Eldon's kind of in the middle of that. That was the cutoff where when I was driving home, I started seeing snow on the trees, but not on the ground near Eldon. And then once I got back to Jefferson City, then there was snow on the ground. It was like a Minecraft biome change. It was really interesting. It was no snow on the ground, and then I go under an overpass going into Jefferson City, and all of a sudden there's just snow on the ground. It was weird. It was really weird. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. What am I talking about? But snow game in that one. Not a snow game this week. Let's go ahead and listen to our Class 4 picks.
We're at Faroe Field today to make our state championship picks. I'm with my good buddy, Zach Brown, in J School here at Missouri, correct? Yes, sir. So, he's on the up and coming. Maybe I can try to get him a job at Learfield. But anyways, we're here. Class 4 state championship opens the games for the Show Me State Championships. Lutheran North versus Festus. I talked to Coach Wagner last week. I said, I stay believing, Coach. I picked you guys. And he said, I know, but you thought about it. I can't deny that, Coach. I did think about it. Kearney, great football team, but I'm not thinking on this one. Give me Lutheran North by 28 to open up state championship games.
This is Festus's first state championship appearance, but they're playing Lutheran North, who's been absolutely dominant this year in Class 4. I'll take Lutheran North in a blowout.
Class 5 from this past week, Platte County defeats MICDS at home 44-30. Brian Gould for MICDS. He has a really solid game. He does launch 2 picks in this one, though, but he had 3 passing touchdowns, 289 passing yards, 159 rushing yards. He had a rushing touchdown. He had a reception for 5 yards, and he had 8 tackles. I keep saying it. This guy is a do-it-all. My Missouri Sports Talks awards coming up. I have a specialist spot, but unfortunately I didn't get to go watch Brian play this year. I promise you he would have been put in the specialist spot if I did, but I've got a really good kicker that will be getting that spot this year instead. Helias versus Lafayette Wildwood. This was the only game on Friday. They moved it because they were worried. What did I just do there? They were worried about the weather. The weather did actually end up coming. But, everybody else decided to play anyways. 3 o'clock, it was a weird timing. They couldn't have just gone with the 7 o'clock game. I don't know, but I ended up catching the second half of that. I got to watch it. Highlights up on the screen right now. 14-13 is the final there. It was 13-7 Lafayette going into the second half. And then Helias, I think they let up 30-something yards in the second half, and there's a very controversial call. Lafayette on their field goals, they do a thing. Sorry, I'll kind of demonstrate for you. So when they get to the line on the field goal, normally linemen, they have their hands down, So with Lafayette, they keep their hands up at first. And this is completely legal, by the way. They keep their hands up at first, and then all of them at the same time shoot their hands down. And it's a tactic to get the defense to jump off sides and get their offense back onto the field. We had a Helias guy jump. It was not called by the refs. A little bit of joking on social media. Seems like they're at the bar doing 21 shots for someone's 21st birthday. Refs were just not at that game, apparently. It seemed like no rules football that day. Yeah, refs were just really wonky on that one. And it was really dumb, because if you don't hear a whistle, you need to keep playing. The line stops blocking for Lafayette. Ben Lanigan just runs straight around it, and the kicker is like, well, shoot, no whistle. I should probably kick it. So he boots the ball, but Lanigan's right there, and he blocks it, and that was that. Blocked kick, and that goes on Ben's highlight reel, but I don't know, that should have been a flag. I think Lafayette would have ended up winning this game 16-14. But Helias, nonetheless, is on to the state championship game. They play the very last Show Me State Championship Bowl game Saturday at 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and listen to our picks.
The Class 5 state championship. This closes out the Show Me Bowl Saturday at 7 o'clock. Helias versus Platte County. Both these teams, 3-time state champs. The difference, Helias has been here 10 times. This is number 10 for them. Platte County, not quite as much. I do think that they get this one done, though. They're the one that will lift up to 4 state championships in history. Give me the Pirates by 7 points.
Helias versus Platte County in Class 5. I think it's going to be really tough for Helias to stop the duo of Rocco Marriott and Jack Utz from Platte County. They have been really good in Class 5 this year. Helias escaped last week against Lafayette. I think this is going to be a good game, but I'll take Platte County.
The Class 6 scoreboard as we start to wrap up this video. DeSmet, I believe, hosted Liberty. Hold on, let me look real quick as it loads. Yes, DeSmet hosted this one against Liberty. 34-14 is the final. I've got a stat for you for Liberty, the losing team. Jackson Hicks, 178 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He had been doing that all season. Great football player. He will be moving to the next level, I believe, if he wants to. I think he's kind of getting D2 interest right now, so that's just that's up to him if he wants to continue playing football. I think he should. I think he will. But, I'm not in his head, so I'm not certain what he'll do there. Great player, though. I'm not certain if he watches the channel. I think he follows me on Instagram, but big shout-out to Jackson if you're watching. But the Smet gets it done. I took them as my initial state champs in the bracket, but Nixa makes it. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this one. Nixa, I was at that game. Obviously, I think I said that earlier. When I was talking about the snow being just like a complete line across the state and just stopping, and all of a sudden it starts. I was at Nixa on Saturday. I got to avoid the snow, luckily, and so no bad roads for me. They end up winning this game over Kirkwood, 56-46. It was pretty entertaining. It seems a lot closer than it was, though. The first quarter, very close. I believe it was 14-14, but then going into halftime, it was 35-17 Nixa. And then at that point, Kirkwood was just playing catch-up the whole entire time. I think at one point, I got pretty bored and, I missed a good touchdown or two in that game. Because I was just like, this game's pretty much over. My microphones are dying, so I was like, let's just contain the battery so I can talk to Jackson after the game and call it good. 56-46 is the final. Coach Jeremy Macklin, Mizzou alum. He played for the Chiefs, the Eagles. I'm blanking. I think he maybe played for a few more teams potentially. But, he led a great team this year. This senior class this year was the freshman class when he came in. So this was the first class in Kirkwood that had all 4 years with Coach Macklin. So obviously he built a close bond with them. So They definitely outdrove the expectations this year. I didn't see them making it to the Final Four. I don't think anybody in the media necessarily thought that they would, and nonetheless, they got it done. They defeated CBC in the district championship. That was a big upset, and then they beat Jackson at home. That one was 50-50. I did take Jackson. Looking back on that, definitely a bad idea to do that. I don't really know why I did, but I did it, and Kirkwood gets it done. I was not surprised by that. But, they go to Nixa, and it's just like, I don't want to say that it's obvious that they're going to lose because, you got to play some good ball to make it to the Final Four no matter who you are. But, it was kind of obvious that Nixa would win it. Like, Nixa's 13-0 now. Like, they're a great team. Dylan Ribera is our Week 14 Missouri Sports Talk Player of the Week. He had 335 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns in the 56-46 win over Kirkwood. This is a big one. Going to the state championship against DeSmet this Friday at 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and listen to our picks.
The final Friday Night Lights game of the season. We have to wait until next August after this. Nixa versus DeSmet at 7 o'clock here at Faroe Field. Friday night, 7 o'clock, Class 6 state championship. Nixa only been here once. This is number 2 appearance for them. They lost last time in 2014. They're looking for their first state championship, but I think the 2-time champs, DeSmet, Jesuit, I think the Spartans win this one by 1 point. I think this is going to be a good one.
This is a huge game, Nixa versus DeSmet. This is such a big one, Class 6. You're going to see Jackson Cantwell out here on Faroe, potential Mizzou commit in the future, the outstanding running back Dylan Ribera, and I think Nixa gets this one done over DeSmet by a field goal.
All right, so that's all I've got for today. Jeez, I'm tripping on my words. Big shout out to Zach Brown. Hopefully I can get him in that chair here soon. We can make some more picks together rather than just in Columbia on the field. We can actually do some talking together. But I had a great time with him. Went back up to the dorm, got to see Brooks. Big shout out to them, got to hang out for a minute. But that's all I've got for today. I will be at all 6 state championship games. I won't be doing highlights for YouTube, though. I will be filming on my phone. I'm going to stay in the stands and hang out a little bit. I'll get some touchdown clips for everybody. My goal, just one interview. If I can grab just one guy, that would be big. But that's all I've got for today. This has been Missouri Sports Talk. See you next time.